Good afternoon. It's the East Midlands Derby live from Pride Park as Derby County ladies take on Nottingham Forest ladies. Commentary is just about 10 minutes away in this one. Yes, a very good afternoon to a very overcast, blowy and cold derby here this afternoon. We're at Pride Park Stadium for Nottingham Forest ladies against Derby County ladies. The two teams for you, and both sides have several changes from their cup matches last weekend. We'll start first with Nottingham Forest ladies. Back into the squad is goalkeeper and number 18 Rebecca Thomas. Number 5 Kelly Darby, their captain. Also back into the squad are 12 Sammy Conroy and 3 Grace Walters. 2 Lindsay Harkin, 16 Charlotte Griffin, 8 Helena Constantinou. Also into the squad 19 Stephanie Lee. Number 9 Katie Middleton, who had that hat-trick last time out against the New Saints. 15 Victoria Adam and 10 Amy Dickin. The bench for Nottingham Forest ladies this afternoon. In on the substitutes bench is substitute goalkeeper number 1 Philippa Davis. Dropping to the bench from the squad last weekend, 21 Danielle Sanderson and 4 Ray Griffiths. And also on the bench, number 14 Georgia Hewitt and 11 Sophia Bonser, both of whom were here at Derby County ladies last campaign. Missing out on the 18 entirely then is Emily Hallen and Caitlin Worthington. The home side, Derby County, they line up with Leah Kellogg's in goal. They also make 4 changes to their starting 11. Number 2 Amy Sims comes in, as does number 3 Camilla Newton, 11 Jodie Redgrave and 7 Cara Newton. They line up there like this then in a 4-4-2 formation. From right to left across the defence, Amy Sims, Cara Tate, Hannah Ward and Camilla Newton. Their midfield of Jodie Redgrave, Nicole Legister, Stephanie Smith and Callum Barber, and up front Andrea Bell and Cara Newton. Their substitutes also into the squad for this East Midlands derby is substitute goalkeeper number 1 Sarah Morgan, 4 Emily Joyce, 8 Mariah McIntosh, 16 Rachel Ball and number 21 Olivia Mitchum. Those are your two teams. The mascots this afternoon are lining up either side of the tunnel, which has been extended. We're just waiting for the two teams to come out. Super Derby, Super Rams and a Derby County logo don the field on the far side of the centre circle from where I'm sat here in the press box. The fans all seated directly opposite me as we await the arrival of the two sides. Flags are waving, floodlights on, definitely one that's necessary here this afternoon. It's dark and it's gloomy and there's a little bit of a breeze in the air, but the corner flags in all 4 sides of the ground are completely still. A decent crowd in today, probably getting on for around 500 for this first fixture at Pride Park between the two sides. Both have identical records going into this game as well. 3rd and 4th in the table respectively. 2 games played, 1 win and 1 draw, the same goal difference as well. They both got through the first round of the Cup last weekend. So no one really knows what to make from this game so far. In terms of the table, there's not a specific favourite for this one, and it's so early on in the season as well. It would be a shame to categorise either team as favourite. A big crowd of people around the tunnel as we wait for the two teams to emerge. Two o'clock kickoff is scheduled. You're listening to Forest Ladies live on YouTube. Let us know where you're listening from this afternoon and who you're supporting in the live chat. What you think the result of the game is going to be. As still we wait for the two sides. Derby have gone all out with this one, with the electronic advertising boards on as usual. All the screens, the big screen away to my left, which now shows the two teams inside the tunnel, waiting for the referee to lead them out. Away to my right is the scoreboard. U Rams 0, NF LFC 0 is how it reads at the moment. As I am sat on the tunnel side here at Pride Park, still the two teams wait in the tunnel as the last few players make their way into their positions. Referee and linesman moves to the front. Now here we go with the two teams on their way out. Here it's Derby County. Derby County in their white shirts, black shorts and white socks. Nottingham Forest in their red shirts, white shorts and red socks. The two teams once again for you then, starting with Nottingham Forest. They have Rebecca Thomas in goal, 5 captain Kelly Darby, 12 Sammy Conroy, 3 Grace Walters, 2 Lindsay Harkin, 16 Charlotte Griffin, 8 Helena Constantinou, 19 Stephanie Lee, 9 Katie Middleton, 15 Victoria Adam and 10 Amy Dickin. Substitutes for Nottingham Forest this afternoon: number 1 Philippa Davis, 21 Danielle Sanderson, 4 Ray Griffiths, 14 Georgia Hewitt and 11 Sophia Bonser. Derby County have Leah Kellogg's in goal, 2 Amy Sims, 6 Carag Tate, 10 Hannah Ward, their captain, 3 Camilla Newton, 11 Jodie Redgrave, 14 Nicole Legister, 8 Stephanie Smith, 12 Callum Barber, 9 Andrea Bell, 7 Cara Newton. Substitutes for Derby County this afternoon: number 1 Sarah Morgan, 4 Emily Joyce, 18 Mariah McIntosh, 16 Rachel Ball and 21 Olivia Mitchum. As the two teams do their handshakes across the two lines with the mascots and the referee assistant, Forest look as though they'll be kicking from left to right as I look at it in this first half, going away into their huddle on the far hand side. As Derby County also go into their huddle as well, the assistant referees run to either goal and check the nets. We're waiting for these huddles to be completed as the man with the tannoy is incredibly loud here this afternoon, trying to get the crowd going. A crowd of about 500, maybe more, here at Pride Park. You're listening to Nottingham Forest Ladies Live here on YouTube. Let us know where you're listening from this afternoon and who you're supporting. Both teams still in their huddle as the officials return to the middle. Floodlights beaming down Forest are first to break from their huddle with Rebecca Thomas in her all dark blue. Going back to her goal on the left hand side. Derby now also break. Kellogg's in her dark grey shirt with black shorts away to the right. Captains Kelly Derby and Hannah Ward in the middle with the coin toss. As we wait for the decision, it's Ward who tosses the coin in the air. It's all completed as they all shake hands. Both captains remove themselves from the centre circle as the referees just have a final discussion on the centre spot. It's going to be Derby ladies to kick us off here at Pride Park. In their white shirts, black shorts and white socks, kicking from right to left. They just referee checks that both goalkeepers are happy. Checks both of her watches, and we're underway here, and immediately it goes back to Derby's defence, and they play a long ball forward, but it's well headed away by Forest, and it's come up to Dickin just outside the centre circle inside their own half. It comes over to this near hand side, up towards halfway, turning away well is Stephanie Leash, plays it backwards, ball down the line, stays in, and that's a good one to chase for Middleton, who got a hat-trick against the New Saints last week. Goes towards the byline, crosses in towards the penalty area, but it's slightly wayward and ends up on the roof of Kellogg's net. And 30 seconds into this one, Derby County ladies have their first goal kick. Early warning sign there from Middleton about what she's capable of up front on the shoulder of the last defender. Kellogg's with her bright orange gloves just stamps the ground behind the ball and walks backwards. Takes the goal kick long over to that right hand side away from me. The header is missed, but Derby have it inside the centre circle. It hits the referee though, and they're forced to go back into this right back position. Played inside, still inside their own half as they come forward into the Forest half. That's a good move away, and that's Redgrave who crosses it in towards the back post, and it's just taken. Andrew Bell just can't get on the end of that one, and that's got the fans going on that far hand side. It was a good cross from the left, and it was only the outstretched leg of Bell that just wasn't quite there. With a minute and a half gone, it's still 0-0. Thomas to take the goal kick for Forest. That far corner of her 6-yard box. It's played forward, header is flicked on, something for Middleton to chase. Derby have got to be careful here as Middleton's it's forced all the way back to Kellogg's, and that's charged out by Middleton, and it's just wide of the post. Kellogg's tries to clear the ball, and it's charged down by Middleton. But the ricochet isn't kind for Forest ladies, and it's out for a goal kick, which is taken quickly out into that right back position, onto the far hand wing. Derby still in their own zone. Back to Kellogg's, inside the penalty area. She goes into the D before clearing it, but it's only as far as Dickin. A couple of headers there, once off Dickin and once off Barber. Sees it back under the control of the Derby keeper. She plays it short to Tate, and Dickin's immediately pressuring again. Back to Kellogg's. Dickin manages to deflect that one as Kellogg's clears it, but not enough to stop it getting cleared. Constantinou plays a little bit of head tennis now with her marker, but it's Derby that have control of it, and a free kick to Derby County. Stephanie Smith is deemed to have been fouled. Midway inside their own half, but only about 5 yards from this near hand side. Taken by Tate, and she decides to go back to her goalkeeper, who then goes back to Tate again. On the left hand side, she plays it square across the back line. That's over to Ward, the Derby captain, playing it forward. Forest playing a high line so far. Derby still inside their own half, but up towards the centre circle now. Ball over to this left hand side to Newton. Touch is heavy for her though, and it runs all the way out of play. Harkin throws the ball in. Dickin back to Harkin. Forest on this right hand side but in their own half. Long ball forward, headed away by Tate. Controlled by Constantinou but not very well, and it takes a strong header from Conroy, who's now in a severe amount of trouble as she's completely down on her back now. Concern here from Forest early on. Both players collided heads. Conroy is moving though, which is a good sign, but still flat on her back, as there's a stoppage in play here with 4 minutes played in this first half. Both players take it as an opportunity to go into their huddles, have a discussion about how the first 5 minutes have gone here. The Derby County players all in one big huddle. The Forest players in 2 or 3 smaller groups of 2 or 3 players each. Conroy sitting up now, which is a promising sign for Forest ladies. As she gets back to her feet, applause rings around the Pride Park Stadium as she jogs off. So hopefully she will be okay to continue. 5 minutes played in this one, still Derby County ladies 0, Forest ladies 0. As the referee drops the ball and Cara Newton plays it all the way back to Thomas in the Forest goal. In her all blue kit, in her hands, right footed up towards halfway, it's spinning over towards this near hand side, strong header in the air and Derby can win possession. They have it on halfway on this left hand side, charged down by Constantinou, the clearance, and now Dickin's going to chase this one and try and cause Derby to go all the way back, which they do. They go all the way back to Kellogg's, who then rushes the clearance and it's back to Constantinou, but her first touch isn't a good one and Derby can regain possession again with Tate. Only in the corner of her own penalty area though, and she goes to Kellogg's. Derby being forced back in their penalty area now. Ward has it over onto that right hand side. They manage to clear their lines up now towards halfway. The break could potentially be on here, but Derby can clear it and control it for Forest ladies. The captain gives it back to Thomas, who then clears it away up to halfway. It's Derby that win control of it though, and now Cara Newton has it midway inside their own half. Constantinou goes down for Forest in quite a bad challenge. Referee says play on, and now Dickin has it for Forest, right hand side up and over halfway. Ball forward, looking for Stephanie Lee to chase, but it's ever so slightly too long and it runs out for a Derby County goal kick. 6.5 played, 0-0. Kellogg's preparing to take the goal kick. Tate short, so Dickin goes to cover. Tate then decides the short isn't a good idea and returns to her position midway inside the Derby half. Goal kick is taken up towards halfway. Lee flicks it on and Forest have control of it inside the Derby half on the right. Dickin is forced backwards under the challenge but manages to find a teammate and play the ball forward. Middleton can't get to that one before it runs out of play though. Camilla Newton with the throw for Derby, level with the edge of the penalty area, although she's now walked forwards about 5 or 6 yards. Throwing goes over the head of everybody though, and Forest can retain possession. Griffin loses out under the challenge of Redgrave though, and it's a Derby throw in once more. Still inside their own half, now level with their own dugout. It's been Newton to take it once more. Headed on by Cara Newton. Forest take possession, ball goes forward, but they lose out in it. Derby can clear it, it's up to halfway. Harkin has possession. Her pass forward is charged down. And on halfway now, Forest will have the throw. Both managers at the edge of their technical area. It's going to be Harkin for the throw-in. She plays it short. Back to Harkin. She tries to play it forward after the pass from Griffin, but it's off the boot of Stephanie Smith, and Forest will have another throw in, which Harkin will again take. Plays it short to Griffin. Walters on that left hand side in space. They instead go back to Harkin. She cuts inside Griffin. Now she tries to find Walters, but instead find Constantinou inside the middle of the Derby half. Constantinou does well to control it, keep it, and it's back to Harkin again on the right. Ball forward towards Dickin is taken away from her though, and Derby can regain possession inside their own half. Free kick to Derby, as Redgrave is adjudged to have been fouled as her shirt was being pulled. And it will be a Derby free kick, 6 yards inside their own half, which take place short and then gets the 1-2 back. Middleton trying well to force some pressure, but Derby get it out when it's with Hannah Ward, who goes up and over halfway. She plays a very long through ball that runs all the way through to Rebecca Thomas. She bowls it out, but only as far as Bell, who tries to play the ball forward. Well, as she does so, it comes off Victoria Adams' boot and out for a Derby throw-in. Inside the Forest half on the right, which is played short, and Derby still have possession on the right-hand side. Level with the edge of the Forest penalty area now, still battling to try and get a cross in as it comes a little bit shorter, and back towards halfway as Forest try to apply the pressure. Derby still have it though in the Forest half. Good challenge there to regain possession, and now Forest can come away with it. Stephanie Lee on the right hand side tries to play the ball forward, but it's headed away and the pass is intercepted by Barber. Derby on the right hand side now inside Forest's half. Ball forward, which was looking for Cara Newton, is behind her and runs all the way to this near side corner on the left. Nottingham Forest's right back position, where Harkin can pick the ball up and jog up towards halfway, then play the ball forward towards Middleton, but it's taken away from her. It's controlled by Darkin, but it's deemed to have been controlled by her hand, and Derby County will have the free kick. Just over 10 minutes gone here at Pride Park, still 0-0. Tate to take the free kick for Derby, 6 yards inside their own half, and about the same in from this left side hand byline. A 1-2 is played, and Tate now has it inside the Forest half. No pressure from Forest Lady, so she can come forward. The one touch pass though is intercepted by Dickin. She manages to give it to Griffin, who gives it to Constantinou. Back to Harkin now, still inside their own half. Long diagonal ball out onto that left hand side for Victoria Adam, who does well to control it, and then first time give it to Walters, who gives it back to Adam. Now towards the edge of the Derby penalty area, and it'll be the first Forest corner of the afternoon with 11.5 minutes gone. It will be Grace Walters to take the corner for Forest with her bright orange boots. It's going to be right footed in swinging. Forest have 5 inside the box. And another one on the edge of the area. It comes in, it's short towards the near post, it's headed away, but only as far as Harkin on the D, who plays it back out. It's up high in the air though. Dickin was never going to win that header against the marker, and Forest can still control it, but they're forced back towards halfway, where Constantinou now has it on the left hand side. Good, really strong sliding challenge there from Callum Barber to win the ball back for Derby, and now they can go on the offensive with Bell, who skips past 2 Forest challenges, but then slightly over touches the ball. The deflection though does only get to Derby on halfway, so they still have possession. That ball is behind the marker though, and Victoria Adam for Forest can bring it up inside their own half. Back to Walters, level with the edge of the centre circle. The ball is tried to be played forwards, but it's a poor pass and it's intercepted by Derby. Now Kelly Derby for Forest has to do well to take that one away from Newton. Walters for Forest, her pass again is poor, and Derby can come away with it once more as the crowd start to get behind the home side here. Kelly Derby though does well again in that left back position to cover for Grace Walters, who finds herself slightly high up again. Dickin does well and is then held back as she turns away from her marker. The referee says nothing doing. Graham Abercrombie, the Nottingham Forest ladies manager, doesn't like that one. But Forest do have control of it inside their own half. It's up to Constantinou inside the centre circle. She loses out under the challenge of Nicole Legister, but illegally deems the referee to be a Forest free, which Constantinu takes quickly to Walters, who can bring it up over halfway on the left hand side. Now midway inside the Derby half, she goes out to Adam on that far hand side. Cross goes in trying to get towards Dickin, but it was low and Derby can clear it away. It's not up to halfway though, it is now, as Walters can only head it backwards, and it's Derby that have control of it once more with Redgrave, who turns away from her marker over to Tate. Back inside the centre circle now, back to Redgrave. Ball played forward, Walters does well to intercept, and now Griffith has it for Forest inside the centre circle. Constantinu out onto Harkin on this right hand side. Forest still inside their own half as it's played out onto the left hand side to Walters on halfway as we approach the 15-minute mark in this first half. Constantinu tries to flick on, but there's nobody there and Derby can take possession of it. They decide to go all the way back to the goalkeeper, now out onto the right hand side. Ball played forward up to halfway, but it's wayward and it'll be out for a Nottingham Forest ladies throw-in. Forest ladies then with the throw, midway inside their own half on the left hand side. Be Walters to take. She throws it up past the halfway line, but it's not kept in by Stephanie Lee. And it'll be a Derby throw-in, which is taken quickly and is now with Redgrave. Ball played forward. Bell has it, manages to get past Derby, but then Derby just has a little bit too much speed for her, manages to get back, get the slide tackle in, and it's still in play. And then the second cross attempt is blocked by Derby, and it will be a Derby County throw-in, a couple of yards inside from their byline, as the crowd pick up once more. Throw-in taken then to Tate inside the area, but she's forced out, cutting along though to the outside side. It's the left hand side of the D. It's taken away from her, and now here comes Dickin for Forest with an opportunity for a break. That pass is poor though, and it's picked up inside the centre circle. Bell for Derby now takes a shot, and it runs out of play, level with the corner of Thomas's penalty area. And it'll be Thomas in her all dark blue kit to take the goal kick. 16 minutes played, still 0-0 here at Pride Park. To be Thomas to take the goal kick, right footed, over towards this near hand side, as she just wipes her hands on the towel that she's got threaded through the netting on the her right hand side of the goal. As everybody pauses, goal kick is taken up towards halfway. It's won in the air though by Derby, who immediately regain possession. Smith with the ball, plays a high ball forward, but it's headed away by Derby. Constantinu over onto this right hand side to Harkin, back to Conroy. She plays it back to Thomas, who then goes over to the left hand side to Walters. Up towards halfway, cuts inside and plays it square to Griffith, who turns and elects that the best option is to go back to Thomas, takes a touch and then plays it second time to Conroy, up to halfway to Dickin, who plays a lovely one-touch pass to Harkin, and that's something for Middleton to chase, and it doesn't get into the penalty area, so Kellogg's has to clear it first time, manages to keep the ball in though. Derby have possession with it once more inside their own half up towards the centre circle. They're forced back though to Ward. Middleton still trying to put that pressure on. Right hand side, back to Thomas. That one's a little bit short. Can Middleton get there? She can get there, and Nottingham Forest ladies have an open goal, but Middleton's been forced wide. She plays it back to Lee in the penalty area. Can Derby rescue themselves here? And this offside flag is up. The offside flag is up. It's not going to count. Nottingham Forest ladies have the ball in the net, but Katie Middleton was offside. She played the ball back to Stephanie Lee on the edge of the penalty area, and then as Lee got stuck around two Derby County players, as the ball spun back to Middleton, the assistant on this near hand side had the flag up straight away, and although Middleton played it back along the line of the goal to Dickin, who tapped it in from half a yard away, it won't count. And as we near the midway point in this first half, it's still 0-0. Forest ladies have possession then inside their own half, as Harkin plays a few 1-2s with Conroy, and now forward looking for Middleton to chase that one as well, and that's not good. It does get into the penalty area. Is Middleton going to get there? She does manage to keep it in, but she doesn't manage to keep it in at the second touch, as the flag on this near hand side goes up once again, and it'll be a goal kick for Derby. Nearly 20 minutes played in this first half, still 0-0. Kellogg's takes the goal kick and it's flicked on, but Conroy can then control it in the Forest defence, plays it all the way back to Thomas, and as no Derby County ladies player pressures, Thomas can take her time to clear the ball up towards Dickin, who gets a shove in the back from Camilla Newton, and Nottingham Forest ladies win themselves a free kick. Free kick will be taken by Harkin, and it's taken short to Conroy, and it's midway inside the Derby County half. Back to Harkin, takes on a marker as she goes towards the wing. And the Forest ladies players on this near hand side feel that it should be a Forest throw, but the assistant flags the other way, and Newton will take the throw in for Derby, and she plays it to Tate along the back line to Ward. Ward through the middle of the Derby County half, up towards halfway. Long ball forward, that's looking for Bell to get onto the end of, and she manages to do so, but as she tries to take the shot first time, she doesn't get a good contact on it, and it runs wide of Thomas's goal, but there isn't enough power on it to even get to the byline, and Thomas can control it, keep the ball in play, and give it to Harkin in the right back position. Conroy plays it and switches the play to Walters in a bright orange boots over halfway for Forest ladies. Constantinu now inside the centre circle. Back to Harkin on this right hand side. Ball comes forward, but it's intercepted from Derby County, and now they're coming backwards towards halfway. Forest take it away again though with Lee. Back to Harkin. Conroy on the right hand side. Conroy up and over halfway. Forward towards Griffith, it's taken away from her, but it's only a slight deflection, and Middleton can keep control of it for Forest ladies. It's taken over from her, from Dickin, who then fires it against Middleton, and Forest lose possession. Forward the ball comes for Derby County, cleared away strongly by Harkin, but it's too strong for the forwards. And it runs all the way through to Kellogg's, who plays it right hand side for Ward, the Derby captain. Long ball forward to Cara Newton, right hand side. Overlap is there, but instead she decides to turn back and go back to Ward on halfway. Walking forward into the Forest half. The Forest line falling very deep, allowing Derby to come into the final third. Onto the far right hand side, cuts down towards the edge of the penalty area. Cross comes in, brilliantly well done. Shot comes in, and it's just wide of the post from Andrea Bell. A slight pull on the shot, and it goes across the face of goal and all the way wide of Thomas's right hand post. Midway point in this first half, and it's still 0-0. Thomas out to Harkin. Constantinu touches slightly heavy, and she has to check her stride before managing to give it to Conroy, who then feeds it onto the left hand side to Grace Walters. Comes up towards halfway. Constantinu in space in the middle, instead goes to Kelly Derby. Ball out onto this right hand side for Harkin. Forward to Dickin, who's immediately under pressure from Camilla Newton. It's played back to Conroy, and then as Dickin goes on a run, it's fed over the top, and the best that Tate can do is give it out for a Forest ladies throw-in about 10 yards from the byline on the right hand side. Throw-in to be taken by Harkin. Lee goes towards the byline, but instead she goes short to Dickin and back to Harkin again. Dickin tries to get the cross in, doesn't catch it cleanly. She catches it on her shin rather than her boot, and it just goes out for a goal kick. Still 0-0 here. Both sides with chances as the goal kick goes short to Ward. Middleton comes across to apply some pressure. Ward goes back to Kellogg's in the Derby goal. Back to Ward once more onto the right hand side, playing the right back position temporarily, as the ball forward is just taken away from them by Constantinou, but her touch is slightly heavy and can't keep it in play. Derby County throw in on halfway. Thrown forward to Leicester, who has to turn back and go back into her own half. Into the centre circle now with Smith. Strong challenge from behind from Harkin. Referee gives a free kick on halfway. Nothing more than that though for the Forest right back. Derby try and take the free kick quickly, but the ball's still moving. So Tate takes it again inside the Forest half. Derby now come forward. Good challenge from Constantinou to take it away from Smith, but Derby still have possession. They're now level with the edge of the Forest penalty area, and it's a good challenge from Victoria Adam to get the ball away and out for a Derby throw-in. They take it quickly, but then can't control it, and the pressure is relieved temporarily as Nottingham Forest have the throw-in on the left-hand side. Long ball forward, and that is poorly controlled, and it'll be a Derby throw-in midway inside the Forest half, still on that far hand side in front of all the fans here at Pride Park. As Bell can control it, turns onto her right and takes the shot, but it's comfortably into the side netting. 19.5 minutes to go in this first half, still 0-0. So the goal kick is taken short to Walters on the left hand side. Inside she plays it to Kelly Darby, the Forest captain. Conroy. Forest happy to play it out for back four. Long ball forward, that's looking for Adam on that far hand side, but it's well headed away from her. Walters can come and collect the second ball though, but rather than chesting it down, she goes for the header, doesn't catch it cleanly, and it's out for a Derby County throw-in. 12 yards inside their own half. It's thrown up to halfway. Well turned away from Walters there, and Derby can come away once more. Pass is a little bit wayward though. Dickin can pick it up once again for Forest. It's back to Harkin, plays forward to Constantinou, but she gets a shove in the back as she controls the ball, doesn't control it cleanly. Forest still have it, but it's back with Conroy. Her long ball forward is intercepted, and Forest lose the ball once more. Adam tries to win it back, doesn't manage to do so as Sims can control it. Play a long ball forward to Bell, corner of the Forest penalty area, goes onto her right foot to try and get past Darby, and that's a brilliant sliding tackle from Kelly Darby. Had to get the ball in the penalty area and did so, and it'll be Derby County's first corner of the game with 27 minutes gone. Derby have 2 in the 6-yard box surrounding Thomas, another 3 in there as well. 5 players inside the 6-yard box. There's a huge huddle of them on the goal line as Thomas has to go all the way around the outside to try and get there, and Bell flicks it on, and it's onto the roof of the net. A training ground move there from Derby County ladies as they all crowded the goalkeeper, forced her towards the back post, and then the corner came in short, and as Bell flicked it on, she got just a little bit too much on it, and it went onto the roof of Thomas's net. 17 minutes to go in this first half, and it's still 0-0. Under the floodlights here at Pride Park, right-footed goal kick is taken by Thomas, and it's headed by Tate. Bell can pick it up for Derby just inside the Forest half. Decides to play it back to Ward, the Derby captain. Forward to Newton. Derby still in possession, over to this left-hand side. Dickin takes it away from them. Lee's touch isn't a good one, and then 3 players go down in a tumble. It's a Forest throw-in on this near-hand side. Concern here now over the Derby player, lying face down in their own half. The players come and get some instructions from both sets of their managers as Tate continues to receive treatment. Forest have 3 players warming up, away to my right. Tate's back up onto her knees though. He's just getting assessed by the Derby County Ladies medical staff. Just over 15 minutes to go in this first half. Both managers out of their technical area giving instructions to their players. An evenly matched first half so far. Both sides have had chances. Forest have had the ball in the net for that goal from Kin that was ruled out for offside. Tate is back to her feet. And walking about on this near hand touchline, so she looks as though she's going to be okay. It's a Forest throw in just inside the Derby County half, which Harkin will take. Plays it short to Conroy. Now Forest go along their back line to Kelly Darby, who goes over halfway. Ball forward, controlled by Middleton, but not particularly well, and it's out for a Derby County throw in on this near hand side. Taken short. It's now with Barber as Tate is back on for the home side. Ward. Here is Tate. Forward to Smith. Back to Tate once more. Now square to Ward. Ward goes up to the edge of the centre circle, then plays the ball forward, but Walters can take it away. Second touch isn't great though, and Derby can have it once more. Then Constantinu gets in and intercepts that pass, but with a heavy touch that Derby can control again. Ward for Derby in right back, up towards halfway. As the Forest players all go and sit deep, it's forward to Bell. She doesn't control it well. It's out for a Forest throw in midway inside their own half. 13 to go. Until half time, plus stoppages. Walters to Griffin from the throw in. Back to Derby. Ball forward looking for Middleton, is intercepted. And Derby have it once more towards the edge of the penalty area. Bell gets into the penalty area, takes the shot. And it's the first save that Rebecca Thomas has had to make in the afternoon. It was comfortably right at her at this near hand post. And she bowls it out to Harkin. Gives it to Constantinu and then over onto the left hand side to Walters. Up towards halfway. Adam on that left hand side with it now for Forest. She loses out under the challenge of 2 Derby County players. Middleton doesn't quite manage to get a hold of that one. And after Derby play it back to Kellogg's in their goal, it's up to halfway where Harkin controls it, and now it's back with Middleton again, who's pressuring the corner of the Derby penalty area on her right foot. She tries to cut into a side, onto a left. She manages to do so. The block comes in and Forest have their second corner of the afternoon. 12 and a half to go in this first half. Still Forest 0, Derby 0. With Walters to take the corner again for Forest ladies. Right footed in swinging. Forest have Adam on the front post. Derby round the penalty spot. Conroy in there as well. Constantinu at the edge of the penalty area. The ball comes in towards the back post. It's bobbling around. The shot comes in and it's over the bar from Conroy. Constantinu didn't control it as cleanly as she would have liked to, and it fell to Conroy, who just leant back on the shot. It's up and over the bar. 11 and a half minutes to go in this first half, and it's still 0-0. Forest looking dangerous from the two corners they've had so far. The goal kick is taken short. It's now with Barber out onto this left hand side to Camilla Newton, who's up towards halfway. Long through ball. Arms go up from Kelly Darby for offside, and as Cara Newton controls the ball, the assistant on that far side agrees with her. It'll be a free kick to Forest. Rebecca Thomas, the Forest goalkeeper, will take the free kick. Right footed up towards Dickin, but it's over the top of her, but it's poorly controlled from the Derby defender, and Forest will have a throw in level with the edge of the Derby penalty area, which Harkin will take. Players in red shirts giving her options. It goes short to Griffin, who loses out under the challenge of two Derby players, but then Harkin does well to win it back. She's continually forced back though. Back to Dickin again. Offside, flag stays down, and Dickin can get forward to the edge of the penalty area, but Tate gets the challenge in to stop the cross coming in, and now Newton can control it. Derby still can't get it out of their penalty area. Now they manage to do so up towards halfway. Only as far as Conroy though, who gives it to Derby inside the centre circle. Derby to Harkin on this right hand side, but it's just too heavy for her. She can't keep it in. And it's a Derby County throw in with 10 minutes of normal time to go in this first half. Derby still have it inside their own half, but Griffin does well to get that challenge in and win a free kick for Forest midway inside the Derby half. About level with the right hand edge of the penalty area as Forest look at it, but halfway inside the Derby half. Harkin will take it. It's going to be right footed. It's going to swing across the face of the penalty area. It goes in. It's just too long. It's driven in, and Kellogg's clutches that comfortably at the penalty spot. Bowls it out short to Ward, who gives it back to her goalkeeper. Out to Ward again, but the pass is too heavy for her, and it runs all the way through for a throw-in for Forest. On the left-hand side, midway inside the Derby half, Walters to take it, throws it down the line towards Middleton. Tries to roll off her marker, but Ward gets the boot in, clears it out, another Forest throw-in. Still on that left-hand side, down the line that time towards Dickin. And the referee gives another corner to Nottingham Forest, their third of the game. 8.5 to go in this first half. Walters on that left hand side as Forest look at it. Right footed, in swinging it will be once more. Forest trying a different tactic this time with all their players outside of the penalty area. This time it goes short to Adam. Back to Walters again as they try a different angle, but they don't play it quickly enough, and Cara Newton can get in there with a boot, clear it away, and the danger subsides for now. It's still a Forest throw-in, and it's still inside the Derby half, but it's only midway inside the Derby half on the left-hand side. It's played down the line to Dickin though, level with the edge of the Derby penalty area. She loses out under the challenge of Ward, who can only clear it and give Forest another throw-in, which Walters takes quickly in towards Lee in the penalty area. Her initial control isn't great though. Derby can clear it only as far as Harkin midway inside the Derby half. Out onto the right-hand side now, back with Lee. Level with the edge of the Derby penalty area. She's forced back to Conroy. Challenge comes in and she has to rush across. It's headed away by Ward, the captain. As far as Derby at the edge of the centre circle. That's completely miskicked by Amy Sims, and now Victoria Adam can get there, but Sims does well to beat her to the ball, get a challenge in. It's another throw in for Forest on the left hand side, which Walters will take. 7 minutes to go of normal time at the end of this first half. Adam can't control it, and the throw in runs all the way through for a goal kick. Still Derby 0, Forest 0. 7 minutes to go in this first half. Leah Kellogg's plays it short, and then Barber does well to turn away from Middleton under pressure. The pass forward is intercepted by Constantinou though, and then Griffith gives it to Dickin, who goes forward to Middleton. It's cleared away, out for a throw-in on this near hand side now, which Harkin will take level with the edge of the Derby penalty area. Ball forward is played to Dickin, who turns and controls, gets a shot in. Kellogg calls for the ball, catches it comfortably under no pressure, and then bowls it out to Ward on the right hand side. Ward walking with the ball and plays it back to Kellogg's, who then only plays it to Barber once Middleton goes to challenge. She plays it forward to Smith inside the centre circle. Through ball forward, which was looking for Cara Newton, only finds Kelly Darby, who plays it comfortably back to Thomas. Thomas out onto this right hand side to Harkin, who controls it well and plays it back to Conroy. Ball forward into the centre circle is controlled well by Lee, but then taken away from her by Leicester, and then Harkin commits a foul as she tries to win that ball on the second bounce, giving Stephanie Smith a shove in their back for the Troubles. 5.5 minutes of this first half to go, of normal time anyway. Derby free kick on halfway, which Tate takes backwards to Ward, so Derby back inside their own half, going across the back line again. That's with Amy Sims. Forward to Barber. Barber up and over halfway. Square to Leicester. Out onto this left hand side for Camilla Newton. It's just too long for her though, and it'll run out for a Forest throw in. About 10 yards or so from their own byline on this near hand side, their right, into the final 5 minutes. Throw in is taken and is to Griffin. Harkin back to Conroy, who plays it out to Walters on that left hand side. Walters lets it run past her and then still catches it up before it runs all the way out for a Derby throw in. Cuts back inside to Kelly Darby. Ball forward over the top, looking for Adam to chase. Definitely one for her to chase, but it's cleared away by Sims. It'll be a Forest throw in, and with 4 minutes to go in this first half, it's still Derby ladies 0, Forest ladies 0. Walters to take the throw in for Forest. Midway inside the Derby half on the left. She plays it short to Griffin. Back to Walters again. Manages to keep it in. Back to Griffin. Runs out for a throw in, but it's a Forest throw in. And then Constantinou does well after her first touch is intercepted. That back pass isn't great either. Now here comes Andrea Bell into the penalty area for Derby County, and she's hit the side netting. The back pass had nowhere near enough on it, and it let Andrea Bell all the way through. She was clear on goal. She did have Conroy on her left hand side trying to force the pressure, and she could only play it wide of Thomas's left hand post. 3 minutes to go in this first half, still 0-0. Well, probably one of the best opportunities of the game for Derby County ladies so far. Goal kick taken up to halfway. Derby can control it. Conroy manages to head the ball away from danger. Walters further heads it on. Adams managed to keep it in, and then Lee tries to get there, but it's the Derby player who gets there first, and it's out for a Forest ladies throw in. Midway inside their own half. 2.5 minutes to go in this first half. Still 0-0 as the ball is played forward, but then one in the air. Straight out of play it goes again, but Forest will have the throw in. Walters on the left hand side. Walters up towards halfway. Lee can't get there. It's controlled by Griffin though, and that's over to Constantinou, and then a hit to Harkin in acres of space on this right hand side. Dickin does well to stay on side. Is she going to win the race to that one? She may well do, and it's just outside to the area. Kellogg's does well to get there first, but Harkin goes for the shot as Kellogg's is out of her net, but it didn't have enough on it and it was wide. And with 2 minutes of the first half to go, it'll be a Derby County goal kick. Kellogg's stamps the pitch behind the ball, clears the ball up towards halfway. The header is won by Lee. Derby win the second header, but then Lee controls it once it's back on the ground. It's with Adam now, midway inside the Derby half. Through ball is intercepted. Derby can come away with it with Newton on this left hand side. Ball forward is taken away from them by Conroy, but she doesn't catch it cleanly. And Redgrave can give it to Smith. Ball is played forward to Newton. The offside flag is up as it spins to Andrea Bell. And that little bit of danger there where Derby were about 2-on-2 there with the Forest back line. The away side saved by the offside flag. And Thomas, the Forest goalkeeper, will take the free kick up and over halfway. Won in the air by Smith. And Derby have it inside the centre circle. That's with Newton. She tries to play the ball forward to Sims, and then that's taken away from her by Middleton, and she's got Dickens sprinting forward in the middle. Decides to not use her. She goes for the shot herself. Comfortable for Kellogg's. And with only 20 seconds of normal time in this first half, we wait to see how many minutes are going to be added on as the kick out of the hands bounces once, and then Andrea Bell can control it, turn away from a marker. Opportunity to get the cross in. It's a lovely ball forward. Sims on the edge of the Derby penalty area. Forest have to clear it. They managed to do so thanks to Sammy Conroy. And there will be a minimum of 3 minutes added on at the end of this first half. 3 minutes at the end of this first half. Derby County with their second corner of the game. Their right hand side as we go into the 3 minutes of added time. Going to be right footed out swinging. Derby with 6 in the box. 7 in the box. Played forward, it's bobbling around inside the penalty area. Still it's not clear on the right hand side. Back out now to Ward on that right hand side. Taken away well by Middleton. Can Middleton get away now? She tries to get past Ward, but she manages to take it away from her. Redgrave gives it back to Ward. Derby have possession once more. Still in the Forest half. Great turn away from the marker, and the cross comes in. And it spins away. Another Derby corner. 3 corners each now in this first half. It'll be Ward to take. Right footed. Out swinging. 7 in the box for Derby County Ladies. It comes in, it's headed away by Conroy, only as far as Smith on the edge of the area, who slices her shot. Still bobbling around, the header comes in, still not cleared, and eventually Forest Ladies clear their lines and begin to push out. It's back with Derby again though, with Tate on halfway as everyone regains their positions. Tate plays the ball forward, it's flicked on again into the penalty area. Sims with an opportunity, she cuts back, corner of the penalty area, great save from Thomas. Manages to get the ball away. Conroy for Forest in the left back position. Clears it. It's all Derby County in stoppage time here. Referee says play on as the ball is tripped. And the shot comes in from Redgrave from 25 yards. Thomas does well to turn it round a right hand post. It'll be another corner to Derby, their 4th. But the first on this left hand side. A minute and a half of stoppage time gone. Forest soaking up pressure. As we approach the half-time whistle. Ward will take the corner again for Derby. This one will be right-footed, in swinging. 7 in the box again, crowding the penalty area. It's short towards the penalty spot, and they don't come and get it, and Derby County have the lead. Thomas came for the ball, and she didn't get there, and when she was away from her position, it left it free. Header from 6 yards out, and with only a minute to go before half time, it's Derby County Ladies who have the lead here at Pride Park. They take the opening spell in this East Midlands derby. And Nottingham Forest Ladies, right before half time, do exactly what they didn't want to do. Amy Sims gives Derby County Ladies the lead right before half time. Forest 0, Derby 1. And that was, in fact, the last kick of the first half. As soon as the kick-off is taken, the referee blows for half-time. As soon as the added time started, Derby had 3 corners in a row in stoppage time. And Thomas came for the ball on the third corner, got absolutely nowhere near it. And Sims, with a free header into the open net, as the two sides leave the pitch here at the end of the first half. It's Derby County Ladies 1, Nottingham Forest Ladies 0. And as Forest ladies make their way back out onto the field, followed by Derby County ladies, there are no changes from either side to report at half time, so it's as you were with the two lineups. Forest with Rebecca Thomas in goal, Kelly Darby, Sammy Conroy, Grace Walters and Lindsay Harkin, Charlotte Griffin, Helena Constantinou, Stephanie Lee, Katie Middleton, Victoria Adam and Amy Dickin. Derby have Leah Kellogg's in goal, a back four from right to left of Amy Sims, Carrick Tate, Hannah Ward and Camilla Newton. Jodie Reargrave, Nicole Legister, Stephanie Smith, Callum Barber in midfield and Andrea Bell and Cara Newton up front. It's Derby County ladies who lead by the solitary goal scored with the last header of the first half. Amy Sims with the header as the corner came in from the left hand side. Thomas came for it, didn't get near it. And in fact, Forest ladies will make a change at half time as Sophia Bonser is coming onto the field. Try and see at the moment who she's replacing. Looks waiting for the fourth official board to go up, and the change is Stephanie Lee, who is leaving the field, and she is replaced by Sophia Bonser. So one half-time change for Nottingham Forest ladies as they look to get back on equal terms in this second half. Waiting for the referee's whistle, and there we go. And Forest will play it back now, kicking from right to left in their red shirts, white shorts and red socks. Over onto that right-hand side. Cut back now to Conroy. She plays it square along the back line to Darby. Walters in space on this left-hand side, but instead the long ball goes forward. It's bobbling around in the middle of the Derby half. Eventually it comes forward, and as Newton tries to get onto the end of it, she misses it. Conroy collects, gives it to Thomas in the Forest goal. Back to Conroy again. Now Darby plays a 1-2 with Conroy as she jogs up towards halfway. Ball over onto this left hand side. Walters controls on her chest in the Derby half. Back to Constantinou. She loses out under the challenge. Walters once more. Conroy inside the Derby half. Space on that right hand side for Dickin. Dickin into the Derby half. Back to Conroy. Cuts onto her right. Forced backwards a little bit. Harkin in the right back position. Plays the ball forward looking for Middleton. Taken away from her. And Derby have possession once more. That pass isn't a good one, and Forest can regain possession with Griffin. Forward they come. Over onto the right hand side. That's with Dickin. Gives it back to Middleton. Trying to make inroads into the centre. Taken away from them. Forest throw in right hand side, which Dickin will take. Forward to Adam. Cross comes in, looking for Constantinou, but it's through everybody. Runs out onto the far side of the penalty area, and Kellogg's will collect it. Kellogg's now in the right corner of her penalty area. Bounces the ball twice. Grasps it in her bright orange gloves and then bowls it out to Sims, the goal scorer on this near hand side, who manages to keep it in to get a touch to it, but the touch itself doesn't keep it in. With 2.5 minutes of this first half gone, it's still 1-0 to the home side. Floodlights beaming down here at Pride Park. Walters with the throw in for Forest ladies. Up towards halfway, controlled by Conroy. Tries to play the ball forward, can't keep it in play. Derby County throw in on their right hand side. Midway inside their own half. Sims to take it. Forward over halfway. Griffin battling with Smith, and Smith's the one who wins out. Back to Sims again. Conroy gets a good foot in to disrupt Redgrave. Derby still have it though with Sims on halfway. Walters with her arms all around her marker concedes the free kick in doing so. She brings Andrea Bell to ground. Derby free kick midway inside the Forest half on the right hand side. To be the captain, Hannah Ward, to take the free kick. So this is going to swing across the penalty area. Ball goes in towards the penalty spot. It's still bobbling around. No one's really controlled it. Walters can't head it away. Blocked as the shot comes in. Derby players want a handball. Still they have it towards the edge of the penalty area, but the cross goes right the way through everybody from Bell. And Dicking can bring it away for Forest Ladies. Up towards Middleton, who does well to control it, but then loses out under the challenge of Newton. Forest though win it back. Middleton has it once more. Constantinu does well to get away from her marker. Open over halfway now. Space on this left hand side for Bonser. Out onto the left hand side. Bonser, corner of the Derby penalty area. Pressure from Ward. Cuts onto her left. Gets the cross in. It's blocked. And out for Forest's first corner of the second half. 4.5 minutes gone in the second half. Still 1-0 to Derby. But Forest have their first corner of the second half. Their fourth of the afternoon. Walters will take it right footed in swinging. Forest with only 3 in the box at the moment. Goes to 5 as more join. Walters takes the run up, stops, retreats, takes another one. It's in towards the near post. It's punched away by Kellogg's. Walters isn't going to get there ahead of her marker, but the clearance is not the greatest. It's out for a Forest throw in midway inside the Derby half, which Dickin originally looks to take but then leaves it for Walters, who goes towards Middleton at the edge of the area. She's muscled out of it by Barber, who then finds Cara Newton. Back to Barber again. Finds Camilla Newton on that left hand side. Dickin applying the pressure up towards halfway. Forced onto her left. The pass is a little bit wayward but still kept in. Back with Newton again once more under pressure from Griffin. Taken away under the challenge of 2 Forest Ladies players, and it's the players in red who now have possession back with Harkin. Forward to Conroy, back to Harkin once more. Walters in space on the left hand side. Harkin goes to her, but Walters will be unable to keep that one in, and it runs out for a Derby throw in on halfway. 6 gone in this second half, still 1-0. Ball forward, Constantinu battling well, manages to clear that one out to Leicester. Derby County, Derby. Ball forward to Constantinu on the left hand side. There we go, back up. Apologies there if you lost the stream momentarily. Ball forward, headed by Constantinu. Taken now. Forest on the edge of the penalty area with Middleton. Taken away from them by Derby. Constantinu can win it back. Down inside the Derby half. Forest down to 10 temporarily as Conroy is down. And it'll be a Forest free kick inside the centre circle. Ball forward, headed away by Derby, only as far though as the middle of their own half where Dickin can control. Elects to go to Kelly Derby rather than Constantinu. Plays a 1-2 with Conroy, out now to Walters on this left hand side. Space for Bonser to move into, which she does. Cross across the field, gets a deflection on it, and it's forced back into the centre circle where Conroy can pick it up again. Conroy inside the centre circle, forward to Constantinu. taken away from them. Derby can't control it once they get possession, though. It's back with Walters in the left back position. Harkin, long ball forward, looking for Adam, who controls it but not brilliantly. And it's Derby that can come away with it once more, up and over halfway. Stabbed away from Redgrave though by Conroy. Forest have a bit of a breakdown in communication between Derby and Constantinu, but retain possession. Conroy back to Griffin, over onto that right hand side to Dickin. Dickin, ball forward, looking for Middleton to chase, and she's beaten a marker level with the edge of the penalty area, but she's been forced out wide, and as she goes towards the byline, the foot comes in, and it'll be a Forest corner once again. 10 minutes played in this second half. Still the home side lead by that 0-0. Scored by Amy Sims with the very last action of the first half. Walters to take the corner, right footed, out swinging. Several in the penalty area for Forest ladies. Corner, right footed, in swinging towards the penalty area, flicked on, and it's only just past the outstretched foot of Katie Middleton at the back post after Conroy flicked it on. Best opportunity of the second half for Forest ladies to get back level, but it's just out of reach of the outstretched left foot of Katie Middleton. Looking for her fourth goal in 2 games after that hat-trick against the New Saints last weekend. Derby have it inside their own half. Forest applying some pressure though with Victoria Adam. Out onto this right hand side for Derby with Sims. Well slid in there from Conroy for Forest to regain possession. Constantinu out onto the right hand side to Dickin, who goes up and over halfway. Dickin into Bonser. Bonser tries to play the through ball, doesn't manage to come off cleanly, but Forest retain possession with Dickin on the right hand side. Constantinu and Adam in the box waiting for the cross. It's with Middleton on the right hand byline, about 5 yards from the goal line. Griffin's had it forced away from her, and Derby managed to regain possession and come away with it with Redgrave up towards halfway. 2 making the run. Ball forward is taken away from them by Harkin. Now Dickin inside the Derby half once more. Back to Conroy. Walters making a run on this left hand side, and Walters will be found if she can keep it in, which she does manage to do so. On her right foot, plays it forward. It was played to Adam, and Adam tried to play the 1-2. Didn't catch it cleanly, and it's out for a Derby throw-in. Just over half an hour to go in this game. Still 1-0 to the home side. Ball thrown forward and flicked on. Derby have it now on halfway, as they try and work their way to double their advantage. Free kick to Forest. Kelly Derby gives it to Conroy. Manages to find Bonser, but Bonser can't control it. Out for a Derby throw-in. On this near hand side, their right, inside their own half. Forward up towards halfway. Constantinu applying the pressure. Bonser comes to help, but that's a good move from Leicester to get past 3 Forest players. The pass is then poor, and then she goes down clutching the back of her leg. It was a challenge from Conroy. As Leicester goes down, Derby recall a couple of their players, and they're going to make their first substitution of the afternoon. It'll be Olivia Mitchell who comes on. As Legislator stood down, she's now back up to her feet after receiving treatment. Receives a small applause around the far side of the stadium. Double substitution to be made from Derby as Cara Newton comes off to be replaced by Olivia Mitchell.
Number 7, Cara Newton. Number 20, Olivia Mitchell.
And Nicole Legislator, who's just been down and received some treatment, is replaced by Emily Joyce. Two substitutions there, double substitution from Derby County ladies as we go into the final half an hour. And it'll be a free kick for Derby. About 10 yards inside their own half. Forward, right footed, headed away. It's cleared away and it's going to be a straight race. Which Bonser will win and is deemed to have fouled her marker in getting for that ball. And it will be another Derby free kick. 10 yards inside the Forest half, only a couple of yards from this right hand side. As the ball is played down the line, Joyce can't quite control it on the first attempt and Constantinou has to get a foot in away from her. It's a Derby County throw-in. Joyce will take it, level with the edge of the Forest penalty area. In fact, Joyce now leaves it. Sims will take it. In fact, Sims now leaves it as well as Derby make their third and final substitution as Rachel Ball comes on, number 15. And she replaces Amy Sims, the goal scorer. So the goal scorer this afternoon is replaced.
Substitution for Derby County. Please give it up for the goal scorer, number 2, Amy Sims.
3 substitutions made quickly there then from Derby County ladies.
Rachel Ball.
And Ball immediately, her first action of the game is to throw the ball in towards Smith, who beats Griffin and gets in the penalty area. Her cross comes through and Thomas doesn't gather that one cleanly. It goes all the way through her, comes off the post and goes out for a Derby County corner. Thomas immediately goes and wipes her gloves on her towel as if that was the reason why the ball slipped through her hands. Ward to take the corner for Derby. Right footed, out swinging, plenty in the box for Derby. Towards the near post, it's bobbling around and eventually goes for everybody. Smith will win the race to that at the corner of the penalty area. Forest try their best to force them back. Cross comes in again from Newton, headed away by Harkin. Dickin for Forest, up towards halfway. Strong challenge and she loses out. Smith has it for Derby now. Decides to go back into their own half, poor touch. And here comes Middleton for Forest. Gets away from a marker and is fouled in the process. So it's a Forest free kick, but in the meantime Callum Barber is down for Derby County inside their own half. Physio has been called. 26.5 minutes to go in this second half. Derby County ladies still leading by that goal to nil. Scored by Amy Sims with the last action of the first half. Barber is now sitting up. as Forest manager Graham Abercrombie sends more players for warming up. Danielle Sanderson, one of them. Looks as though Barber's going to be okay. She's up and jogging off the field with the physio. As the sun makes a brief glimpse here at Pride Park for the first time this afternoon, there's a break in the clouds. Derby, of course, have made all 3 substitutions now, so if there is a slight knock to Barber, you either have to play on or go down to 10 players for the remainder of this game. 25 minutes to go, but it's a Forest free kick, 20 yards inside the Derby County half. This one will get inside the penalty area. Harkin will take it right-footed up towards the back post. Conroy's there, doesn't manage to get a header to it. It's then cleared away by Mitchum. Walters controls it for Forest inside their own half. Has to turn back and go all the way back to Thomas. Thomas, a long way out of her goal, right-footed, plays the ball forward towards Middleton, who loses out in the header. But Tate's header does only go out of play, so it will be a Forest throw-in just inside their own half. 25 minutes to go. Forest still have 2 substitutions they can make. Derby have used all of theirs. Throw-in taken. And it's with Conroy. She goes across the back line to Derby. Forward to Walters, but the pass hasn't got enough on it, and Mitchum can intercept it for Derby. And it's 2-on-2 for the team in white at the moment as they try and play a 1-2. Is Mitchum going to get there, or is the ball going to run out of play? She does get there. Plays it against Derby, and then the ball goes out of play, but the assistant on this near hand side signals for a goal kick to Forest Ladies. 24 minutes to go. Derby 1, Forest 0. Thomas with the goal kick for Forest, right-footed. Up over to this left-hand side. Well headed though by Smith, and it's up towards Bell. Does well to get past Walters by flicking it up in the air, but then can't beat Derby. Middleton does really well to get to that one ahead of Camilla Newton, and now Middleton still has it level with the edge of the Derby penalty area. Touches a little bit heavy though, as she has no support on that far hand side. Is taken away from her under the challenge of 2 Derby players. Their clearance though only gets as far as Forest again on halfway, with Derby, who gives it to Conroy, and now out to Dickin on the right hand side. Back inside their own half with Conroy. Across the field to Derby. Great ball over to Walters, but she can't keep it in. And it'll be a Derby throw-in as we're near the midway point in this second half. 22.5 minutes to go. Throw-in taken to Joyce. Joyce under pressure from Constantinu. Forces play to go all the way back to Ward, back to Kellogg's. Middleton rushes the clearance, and Conroy can head down, put some pressure on. Not well controlled by Rachel Ball, the substitute in the right back position now for Derby. And it'll be a Forest throw-in midway inside the Derby half on the left, which Grace Walters will take. Forward, it's flicked on and cleared away by Derby. Only as far though as the midway point of their half. Constantinu, Walters, back to Constantinu, who does well to turn away from Bell. Gives it to Derby on halfway. Derby, ball towards Adam, the flag stays down. The Forest are on side here. They are, and Adam plays it to Walters, who can get a cross in. It's low off the back of Joyce. It comes back to Walters again, who gets the second cross in. That one's poorer, and it just comes to Joyce. Derby have an opportunity to break. Passes under hit though, and Derby can control it for Forest. Harkin, long ball forward out onto that right hand side, headed away by Newton. Dickin picks it up. That's taken away from her by Mitchum, the substitute. Dickin then goes diving in. Mitchum doesn't go to ground, wants to carry on, but the referee halts play as Amy Dickin is going to be the first player this afternoon to go into the referee's notebook. Yellow card for Amy Dickin. 21 minutes to go. Derby still lead by that goal to nil. Scored right at the end of the first half. They have a free kick now, 10 yards inside their own half on the left hand side. Go to play it short. Bonser covers the run and then they second guess themselves. They play it slightly longer instead. Still they have possession with Smith inside the Forest half. Lovely through ball to Camilla Newton on that left hand side, and the cross comes in, but that's comfortably caught by Thomas under no pressure, and she clears it up towards Constantinu. Two Derby players go for that one. A little bit of a lack of communication, and again there to allow Grace Walters to get the foot in, deflect it off one of the Derby players, and it'll be a Forest throw in. Walters wants to take it quickly. She does, down the line, looking for Adam, but Ward gets a foot in, forces play to stop as it's another Forest throw in, this time inside the Derby half by about 10 yards. Walters looking for Middleton. Instead she plays it short to Bonser. Bonser to Conroy. Space on that left hand side for Dickin. Finds her. Comes back now to Harkin. Crosses the ball. Looking for Middleton. It's headed away. Only as far as Griffin though on the right. Dickin on the right hand side now. Cuts back inside towards the centre. Over towards the left. And ball has a slightly heavy touch. It's taken away from her. Derby retain possession though from the clearance. That ball forward clears the Forest back line, but no one from Derby chases it, and Kelly Derby for Forest can pick the ball up. Right footed, she plays it looking for Adam, but it's headed up in the air and cleared at the second attempt from Derby County Ladies. Back to Kelly Derby. Conroy, Harkin switches the play to Constantinu on this left hand side, and Constantinu's beaten a marker here. Constantinu towards the edge of the penalty area, taken away from her by Ward. Plays it off Constantinu, and it will be a Derby County throw-in as 1,642 people are here at Pride Park this afternoon. A club record for Derby County Ladies, 1,642. Derby throw-in is taken short. They're pegged into their own half at the moment, but that's a good pass from Barber to get the ball away. Walters slides in though, and Forest have possession once more. The flag goes up on the far side against Victoria Adam. 18 minutes to go. Forest go offside, and it will be a Derby County Ladies free kick. Leah Kellogg's, the Derby County goalkeeper, will take the free kick, right footed, from about 30 yards out from her own goal. It's low, and it's headed out of play. Derby County throw in, just inside their own half. Forest manager just passes Rachel Ball the ball. Conroy unhappy that throw-in decision has gone against her, but it's a Derby throw-in again as they go down the line. Conroy unopposed heads it this time. Bonser flicks it up into the air, then manages to get the second attempt away from Redgrave, and now it's with Newton on that left-hand side. She goes over halfway for Derby County Ladies. Forward, Harkin gets there to take the ball away from Mitcham. Ball runs out of play on the right hand side. Forest Ladies throw in as the Forest manager Graham Abercrombie sends some more of his players to warm up. Two substitutes he has left. Derby have none. 16.5 minutes to go. Thomas out, plays it out onto this left hand side to Walters. Back to Kelly Derby. Gives it to Harkin. Played forward to Dickin on halfway. Forest looking as though they need to start making these two substitutions and getting something a little bit different going. Tate beats Middleton to the ball. That pass is poor though, and Middleton can come away with it into the penalty area. Good challenge that from Callum Barber. Middleton stays down, but she's okay. Forest still have possession, and then the offside flag goes up. And Derby get away with that one once more. 15.5 minutes to go. Forest having the brief moment now and again, looking like they could score, but the offside flag has evaded them twice. Goal kick just goes straight to Dickin, who gives it to Harkin. Back to Dickin once more. Back to Harkin again as Forest on that right hand side go to and from the halfway line. Derby plays it forward towards Adam. Does well to get past two. She can't get the pass forward. And in fact now it's time for the first Derby player of the afternoon to go in the referee's book, as Adam is fouled, as she did brilliantly to get away from her marker. And Forest have a free kick in a potentially dangerous position here, midway inside the Derby half, but it's dead centre. This ball can get floated into the penalty area, and any flick in either direction is going to make it very difficult for Leah Kellogg's in the Derby goal to be able to react in time. Forest only have Walters back in the centre circle as Stephanie Smith receives the yellow card for Derby County ladies. Harkin will take it. It's 33 yards out. 4 in the wall for Derby, now 5 in the wall as Griffin joins. Griffin then leaves and the cross hits the wall. Back to Harkin, who plays it back to Walters. Walters trying to take on Bell, runs out of play, and it's a Derby throw-in. 14 minutes to go. Derby throw-in on their left-hand side. It goes up towards halfway. Camilla Newton up now past halfway. It's out of play, another Derby throw-in as Conroy challenges Redgrave. Still holding the ball up at Derby. They're in the Forest half. Newton tries to play the ball forward. It's cleared away. Tate though with the header, then Dickin with the header. Back to Tate again. Eventually it's flicked out of play from Andrea Bell. And it's a Forest throw-in inside their own half. Played short to Conroy. Derby has it for Forest. Up to halfway, Dickin now. Forest pushing a high line. There's 4 against 4 for Forest against that Derby back line. They've just got to get it to him. It's now with Walters on the left. She plays a ball through looking for Adam. It's cleared away from her by Barber, who finds Rachel Ball, the substitute. It's cleared away as they go back to Kellogg's. It only runs through to Derby though in the Forest back line. Back to Harkin. Long lofted through ball to Walters, who can't control it. With 12 minutes to go, it's out for a Derby throw-in on the right hand side, who still lead by that single goal to nil from Amy Sims in the first half. Throw in to Emily Joyce. Back they go to Ward, who goes back to the goalkeeper. Middleton goes to pressurise, but goalkeeper keeps her cool. Out to Camilla Newton on the far side. Ball forward. Kelly Derby controls with her chest, takes it away from Mitcham. Up towards halfway, Forest ladies can come. It's into the Derby half, but under no control. Derby take control of the ball and now have it in the Forest half. That's with Redgrave. Moves out onto that left hand side for Newton. Newton gets past Dickin. Cross comes in, blocked by Dickin at source. Derby throw-in 10 yards from the byline on the left. Into the final 11 minutes of this one. Newton stays down temporarily but gets back to her feet and will take the throw-in herself. Smith goes short to receive the ball and does so. Two Forest players come in for the challenge and she gets past both of them. Gives it back to Newton. She plays it towards Mitchum, who slips slightly, and Dickin plays the ball to Bonser. Bonser's first time pass hasn't got enough on it though. Derby retain possession on halfway. Forward the ball comes. Good strong challenge from Bonser for Forest to regain possession. Now Bonser's trying to break the back line and manages to do so. Constantinu in space on the left hand side. Constantinu in towards the penalty area for Forest. Their first touch is heavy. And Kellogg beats her to the ball, and if Constantinu had a lighter touch on that one, should have been able to get a shot away, and Forest might be back on level terms. 10 minutes to go. It's still 1-0. One of the best moves of the game so far for Forest ladies. Kellogg's plays the ball out and past halfway. Derby controls it, gets the ball up to Adam. Adam tries to play it back to Conroy. Conroy's touch is no good. Derby can come away with it. Mitchum being harassed by Griffith. Bell plays it now square. Derby still inside the Forest half. Joyce's touch isn't good, and Constantinu can get a right boot to it to get it away and back into the Derby half. Adam then does well to take it away from her marker. Constantinu, really well done there to get it away from Joyce. Constantinu to Middleton. Onside Adam as ball comes sliding in. Both players go down. Ball runs out for a Forest throw-in, but not until Forest have made the substitution, as Georgia Hewitt, who was here for Derby County Ladies last season, now in a Forest shirt, is coming on for Forest Ladies, and she is replacing Victoria Adam. Forest are making their third and final change as Charlotte Griffin comes off to be replaced by Ray Griffiths. Both sides have used all three substitutions. 8 minutes to go plus stoppage time for Forest to try and get an equaliser. Walters with the throw-in for Forest. Breakdown in communication. And it just runs out for a Derby throw-in. So we're into the final 8 minutes. Forest still need to try and get that equaliser. Joyce for Derby, right hand side. Plays it back toward the captain. Middleton feels as though she was blocked by Tate. Can't get to the ball quickly enough. Forest have possession though with Constantinu. Her pass is a poor one though. Walters can't get there. And now Mitchum has to try and beat Derby to the ball. Doesn't manage to do so. Derby turns away from her, then tries to turn back on herself. Gives it to Walters, who needs to clear the ball. Manages to do so. It's flicked on by Joyce up towards halfway. Constantinu trying to stop ball, playing it forward. Barber across the pitch to Newton on that left hand side. 7 minutes to go. Still Forest trail by a goal to nil. Long ball forward. Flag is up against Andrea Bell, who didn't get there anyway. Rebecca Thomas to take the free kick for Forest, right footed, up towards halfway. Bit of a lack of communication there from Forest ladies once more. Don't manage to get a single head to the ball, and that's not good for Derby County ladies as Newton goes up pulling her hamstring, and they've used all three substitutions. Forest ladies play on with Middleton on the right. Middleton with Dickin on the overlap. Plays the ball through to Dickin. The cross comes in. It's short. And as Ray Griffiths clutches the ball inside her own 6-yard box, the referee does stop play, and Newton has pulled a hamstring here. And for the remaining 6 minutes of this game plus added time, Derby County Ladies will be down to 10. She played the ball out to the left hand side and then immediately went down, clutching her left leg. Nobody near her. It's clearly a torn muscle for Camilla Newton. Only into the squad this week after missing out in the cup game last Sunday. And unless she feels as though she can play on, although it doesn't look likely at the moment, Derby County Ladies will have to see out the remaining 5 minutes plus added time, a player short. The entire Derby County Ladies squad taking instruction at the edge of their technical area at the moment. Forest Ladies, same as before when we had a stoppage, in a couple of separate groups, talking amongst themselves. Only player at the technical area getting instructions from the manager at the moment is the substitute Sophia Bonser. Good news is Camilla Newton is back to her feet and is walking off with assistance from the physio. A couple of minutes will be added on for that, as well as the substitutions. 4, maybe 5 minutes will be added on at the end of this game. So Forest Ladies have less than 10 minutes to try and turn this game around. Get a point here away at Derby, here at Pride Park. 1642 watching this one this afternoon, the first time this fixture's been held at Pride Park. As Kellogg's bowls the ball out toward her captain. Forward, Derby try and come once more. Derby manages to take it away from them, plays it up towards Hewitt. Ball runs out for a Derby throw-in. Derby that player down for the closing stages of this game. Ball thrown in towards Mitcham, but it's well won by Hewitt, who then does well again to control the ball. Smith, though, for Derby, manages to get a foot to it. It's only as far as Harkin. Out to Dickin on that far side where that space now is. Forward the ball goes to Bonser, and Forest have 3 in the box looking for this cross. The cross is blocked at source though, and Redgrave can come away with it. That is then challenged well. And maybe a bit of a hyperextension there. For Dickin as she outstretches a leg. Goal kick though for Derby, which is taken short to Ward, then played forward, flicked on by Mitcham. Bell can't get to that one, and Harkin collects, plays it back to Thomas. Harkin once more. Final 2 minutes of normal time in this one. Harkin ball forward, looking for Bonser. Can she keep it in? She can't. And it'll be a Derby throw-in who will just start to slow the tempo of this game down. Forest Ladies have less than 5 minutes to get an equaliser. Thrown in, flicked on, up towards halfway for Derby, and Bell's managed to get past Harkin. Harkin manages to catch back up to her though and forces her to stop. Derby still have it inside the Forest half with Redgrave. Forward the ball comes now up towards the edge of the penalty area. Shot blocked by Kelly Derby. Dickin manages to do well to get the ball to come off Andrea Bell and for a Forest throw-in. 1 minute and 15 of normal time to go in this one. Dickin plays the ball up. Slide tackle comes in once again, and Forest ladies have another throw-in midway inside their own half on the right. Throw-in to be taken by Dickin. Forward to Ray Griffiths. The substitute back to Dickin again, but she loses out, and now Derby can come once more. Smith on that far hand side wins the throw-in. We wait to see how many minutes will be added on. Fourth official just starting to get ready with 40 seconds to go. Thrown for Derby County ladies, midway inside the Forest half on the left. It's thrown towards the corner of the penalty area. Shot comes in, it's looping high, and it's hit the stanchion at the back of the goal. Another good opportunity there for Derby ladies. In fact, there's another Forest player down in the corner of the penalty area. It's Sammy Conroy. Looked as though she had a little bit of cramp, but Thomas will take the goal kick as time ticks down at the end of this second half. Fourth official comes to the edge of the technical area. Don't think she hasn't been given a time added on, so I can't give you that at the moment, as Griffiths loses out in the challenge. Forest still have possession though. And there is 6 minutes of added time here. 6 minutes for Forest ladies to try and get an equaliser. Free kick to Derby though, inside their own half. Derby will take as long as they can over this one. Tate, right-footed free kick, trying to break the Forest back line, but Harkin does well to head it clear. And Forest can control it once more. It's now out with Walters on this left-hand side. Her first touch completely misses the ball, but she does manage to keep it in. Ball forward, looking for Hewitt to run onto. Can Hewitt beat Ward to the ball? Kellogg's come all the way out as well, and that ball is in the upper tier here at Pride Park. 1 minute of added time has been played. Walters with the throw in for Forest, midway inside the Derby County half, left hand side. Throw in is taken to Conroy. Constantine's going to get there, but Mitcham does well with the block tackle to get that away from her. Kelly Derby then does well to get that one in. There's two balls on the pitch, as the one that was in the second tier has been cleared back down. Walters throw in for Forest, left hand side. Ball thrown towards Conroy again. Derby players head it backwards twice, but do manage to control it in the end, and then Hewitt takes a strong one to the face. It's another Forest throw-in. 2 minutes of the 6 have been played, so it's a Derby County throw-in on the right hand side. Joyce plays it backwards to Ward, back to Joyce again. Forest pressuring now with Hewitt and with Middleton. Back to Joyce. Two Forest players forcing them backwards. Bonser just can't quite get the touch on that one that it needs to take him away from the last marker. Grace Walters gets in there, and now another Derby player is down, hurt, injured. It's a Derby County throw-in. With 3 minutes of added time to go, as Jodie Redgrave gets back to her feet, it's going to be Joyce with the throw-in for Derby, level with the edge of their own penalty area on the right hand side. Forward up towards Mitcham, who controls it with her head, and then under the challenge of two Forest ladies players, Forest win the throw-in. Walters quickly towards Middleton, a little bit too quickly, she's not set. And then Griffiths can't quite get on the end of that as well. Middleton though, 25 yards out from goal, has the ball for Forest, taken away under the challenge of two Derby players. Now Hewitt though for Derby has won that one. She can only just deflect it for a Derby County goal kick though. We're into the final couple of minutes of this game. 4 minutes of added time have been played. Still Derby County lead by that goal to nil. Kellogg will take the goal kick. Forest ladies with time rapidly running out. The goal kick comes over to this left hand side. 2 Forest players go for it again and they don't communicate with each other. Neither of them wins it. That pass is then wayward as well. Derby has it with Redgrave. Pass goes all the way forward to Thomas, who scoops it up in her hands and then clears it straight away out towards halfway. Mitcham is going to win the header. It loops up in the air though. Conroy tries to get the second one in. She only manages to pull off her marker. Mitcham can control it once more. Then Derby for Forest manages to play it forward to Hewitt. Hewitt against Joyce. Joyce manages to win the ball away from her. Hewitt still pressuring her though. It's forced back to Ward. Constantinou can pick that one up ahead of Mitcham. Constantinou though tries to do too much with it. Can't get past her marker. Up to halfway now, Derby County. And that was a painful challenge as Kelly Derby went sliding in. But as the player bell is off the field, play can continue. Forest then with Dickin plays it forward to Bonser. Bonser manages to get past one challenge, gets past 2, the cross comes in. Derby County, can they get it away? It's Griffiths on the edge of the penalty area. That shot comes in and still Forest ladies can't get the shot on goal. It's out now for a Forest throw-in, level with the edge of the Derby penalty area. I make that 5 of the 6 minutes gone. Last opportunity for Forest ladies. Conroy has to go into the penalty area and it does towards Griffiths. Constantinou, and it's still just been flicked away and Forest ladies still can't get that shot on goal. Harkin forward now onto the right hand side to Bonser again. Challenge comes in but the cross is there and it's fizzed all the way through the goal and out onto the far hand side. All the pressure for Forest at the end of this game, but they don't get that final touch on it that they need. And I make that 6 minutes of added time over. Referee indeed has checked both of her watches. I think that was going to be the last opportunity for Forest ladies here this afternoon. Another check of the watch. Referee with whistle in hand as soon as Kellogg's takes this goal kick. This game will be over. Forest with so much at the end there, just can't quite get that bounce that they needed. The goal kick is taken, the watches are checked and the final whistle goes. And full time here at Pride Park. And thanks to an Amy Sims goal with the very last touch of the ball in the first half, Derby County ladies have emerged victorious in this East Midlands derby. They've beaten Nottingham Forest ladies by 1-0. Unlucky for Forest ladies there at the end, they just didn't quite get that bounce they needed for the equaliser, but it was an Amy Sims header with the last touch of the first half that was the difference in this one, and Derby County ladies have won by 1-0. Forest ladies back in action on Thursday evening at Carlton Town FC. They host Sheffield FC. That's a Thursday night kick-off at 7:45. We hope you can join us then, but from all of us here at Pride Park,